The idea being that if you're a business owner, you're more savvy than the regular individual, the regular consumer, and you don't need the same protections. I'd love to use that protections word as a consumer would.
Okay. You must have at times, be it residential or commercial, somebody who decides not to pay Solaris Finance in time as they promised initially. What do you do then?
Look, luckily, I'm quite proud to say that our arrears are quite low compared to others in the industry. However, people not paying their loans is just a nature of being part of this industry. Arrears are going to happen. People are not going to pay their loans. So there's generally a collection process where people call at certain benchmarks, and then once the loan gets further and further overdue, usually it's in 30-day buckets. So 30 days, 0 to 30 days, 30 to 60 days, 60 days, and 90 plus. 90 plus is when you really start sweating to say, okay, we're going to need to write this loan off. But generally speaking, any finance book, you want the profit from the good customers that are paying off their loans to be greater than the money that you lose on those loans that are written off. Most loan books are in that positive position.
But would you then go and chase them and try and turn them into a bankrupt, or does somebody says, look, it's $1,000 loan that he has left to pay. By the time we chase it, the legal cost, it's probably better to be a write-off? Or is it that, no, we're not going to let him get away with it and he has to really push hard? I mean, I'm asking not just about Solaris Finance, I'm asking just generally in the industry. Yeah,
so there's different things lenders can do, and it depends on how the finance was set up. So the first thing that you want to look at is it secured finance or is it unsecured finance? So usually it's the solar that's the security. So technically speaking, you can take the solar away from the customer. So we spoke earlier about cars, and it's much easier to go and take a car away from a customer than it is to take solar away from a customer. But sometimes the threat of taking away an asset from someone is good enough to get them to start repaying the loan. But even though it's secured or unsecured, generally speaking, financiers aren't going to go and get up on a roof and unscrew the solar. It ends up costing more money than it's worth because they can't resell those solar panels. But threatening repossession is one recourse. Then obviously going onto someone's credit file, listing a default, doing that sort of thing is another avenue.
So basically, if somebody stops paying finance, then that will be recorded, and for next finance options, they possibly have less chance to be successful. Is that it?
Correct, yeah. So if you've got a default from a finance company on your credit file, that's almost like a big black mark. It's worse than having a default from let's say a telco company or a utilities company. That you can get past when you're trying to borrow money. But if you've got a default from a financier and you go to another financier in the future, that financier is just going to say, well, you didn't pay that guy back, so why are you going to pay me back? So it's the worst thing that you could possibly do is not pay back a finance company. Yeah.
So is that what Solaris Finance does in terms of the solar retailer and the end customer any different to what other solar finance companies do?
So I don't know if it's different, but our goal as a solar finance provider is to provide the most efficient and convenient service to all stakeholders. So all stakeholders would be, one, the financier partner that we're dealing with, two, the customer that's borrowing the money, but in this instance, and probably the most important, is the vendor partner that's referring us the business. So our job is to sort of be the middleman or middlewoman, if you will, in that transaction to make sure everything goes smoothly for all parties.
Please support the channel by liking the video, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, and check out all our other videos. Want more energy answered? Visit yourenergyanswers.com for quality energy products, tools and calculators, and find your quality local installers. You're still here? I'll see you next time. Bye.